How's it going, everybody? Obviously, the Yankees have been struggling a little bit. They've got their first losing streak of the season, 3 straight losses, and defense has been a major issue. But don't worry, I've got the solution.
And with Coach Emanski's defensive drills video, you'll learn the amazing training secrets of America's finest baseball school.
This is the instructional video that gets results.
Yankees don't have any starting pitching. Rodon is a 500 pitcher at best. He had 2 good years with the San Francisco Giants, and that's it. Nestor, 500 pitcher. That bullpen will be worn out by July. Gleyber Torres, they'll never win with him. He'll hurt you more than he'll help you. He'll make critical errors during a game. I would have traded him in the off season. Verdugo, I like his spirit, but there's a reason why he got benched in Boston.
Tony with the Wednesday morning optimism. Hey, look, I'm starting to get a little bit concerned with Gleyber Torres. I'm not going to lie. I expected him to struggle a little bit out of the leadoff spot because I don't think he's a leadoff hitter, but I figured when they moved him back down, he would start hitting. He's still not hitting. He is drawing some walks, so we'll give credit there, but his defense has been a major issue. Also, the defense from Anthony Rizzo. We've talked about that a lot this week. Been a major issue. I feel like there's a little something missing with this Yankees team, and it's just the fundamentals, the sound fundamentals on defense. In years past, it's been base running, it's been all sorts of stuff, but this year I feel like the defense has really let us down so far, and it's cost us a couple of close games.
I just had to say, man, one thing I've been noticing pretty consistently, I'm sure the rest of us have who've been watching these games, is the sloppy defense. I was hoping that since we were so, offensively, starting to fire on all cylinders, that the defense would kind of just carry and follow suit. Seeing as it was one of our strongest parts of our game last year, but man, it's pretty shaky early. Rizzo hasn't been looking good. Gleyber hasn't been looking good. I believe both of these guys are on the last part of their contracts, and man, if there's one reason I'd be excited to see DJ, just to kind of spell Rizzo for a little bit, man. Riz has just been not looking like himself defensively.
You do bring up a good point in terms of DJ LeMahieu coming back. He will spell the defense a little bit. Whether it's first base, whether it's third base, he is a reliable glove. Now, say what you want about his offense. I personally think that he is on the downward slide offensively and that he's not going to ever return to being a 300 hitter. I just think age has caught up with him. I think injuries have caught up with him. But we don't need him to be a batting title winner. We just need him to be solid. If he could come in, hit 270 in a part-time role, get the occasional big hit and play solid defense, that will bring enormous value to this team. But as you said, the defense been sickening lately.
I don't know what's going on with Gleyber. Just doesn't look interested out there, I guess. I mean, if I'm coaching and I'm seeing that, and I get it, like, these guys are multimillionaires, but it's like the mentality isn't there.
Sometimes when guys are struggling, we don't know why, but sometimes it's pretty evident from their body language, right? We could tell that Joey Gallo and Aaron Hicks had lost their confidence, and they were having a crisis of confidence. And I kind of see the same thing with Gleyber Torres. I see the facial expressions. I see the grip on the bat. I just see the look of dread every time the ball comes near his general direction. He just doesn't look comfortable, and that's a problem. He's got to get it going ASAP because he's a very important part of this roster when he's playing well. Sometimes one big hit can turn it around. I remember when Tino Martinez first got to the Yankees, and he was pressing for like a month, and then he finally hit that first home run, and that got him going a little bit. And then he hit this grand slam in Baltimore in extra innings, and that really set him off on a tear. A couple of swings, a couple of big hits can do a lot for a guy's confidence. As Yogi Berra said, 90% of this game is half mental, and always trust the wisdom of Yogi Berra.
I just feel like Torres has got to go. I mentioned earlier on one of your shows that we should trade him for Arias. He's part of this era that Cashman used to have where he didn't care about defense. He just cared about results on the offensive side. That's an era that didn't work. I think he's learned that lesson, and Torres is a leftover relic of that. And, I'm joking when I say this, but you said how when Dominguez gets back, one of the outfielders got to go. Well, what if we try Verdugo and Grisham at second? He can't be worse. And we can put Dominguez in the outfield. But in all seriousness, we got to use him as a trade piece, figure out another second baseman. Peraza's coming back in the second half of the season. Maybe we move him to second base and use Gleyber to get a reliever. We just need a second baseman that can play second base. He doesn't have any range. He can't catch balls apparently. He rushes things. Just doesn't seem like he's a fielder.
I hope you were actually joking about putting Dominguez or Grisham at second base. But Peraza at second base, not a bad idea. That was something that the Yankees kind of pondered a little bit last year. Would that be the future with, Volpe and Peraza up the middle? Now, Peraza is injured, and he's struggled offensively at the major league level. But if the Yankees do trade Gleyber Torres, at least he would provide good defense when he gets back. And he will be back sometime around June, which is about a month before the trade deadline. So maybe you call him up, see how he's hitting, give him some time, giving guys days off and get him some regular at-bats for a couple of weeks. And if he's swinging the bat well, then yeah, that opens up your ability to trade Gleyber Torres. And I like the idea of trading Gleyber Torres for some pitching if you're able to do it. There's also been some talk about the Yankees going out and getting Luis Arias to play second base. Now, he's not known as a defensive whiz himself, but damn, he would bring a lot to the offense if he starts hitting like he did the last couple of years. I mean, you're talking about a possible batting champion, and the Marlins aren't going to make the playoffs. They're going to unload pretty soon. There was an article in The Athletic from Ken Rosenthal about how they're already considering unloading some pieces. Torres is in the last year of his contract, and he might be playing himself right out of New York if he doesn't get going soon. Appreciate the call.
Yeah, hey, Derek. Pete from Fairfield, Connecticut. Great show. I watch it every day, your recaps. One thing, back in the day, Bill Gallo of the Daily News would have a cartoon for the hero or GOAT after a game. Giving out the belt, you have the hero covered. How about having someone be the GOAT if appropriate after a loss? Just fuel for thought. Thanks.
I've considered it, and I'm still considering it, and maybe that's something we'll break out. But in general, I try not to be too negative. I don't like to hammer away on guys and add insult to injury, so to speak. But it's something I'll consider for the future. Thanks for the feedback. I always welcome feedback. But it's something that I try to make it fun, and it's not necessarily fun to punch down, right? I don't love to say, oh, this guy sucked, this guy did whatever. It's just like, hey, tough night.
Hey, this is Dave from Portland. My gosh, Stanton running the bases is embarrassing. I can't believe that was real. I think Bartolo Colon could outrun Giancarlo Stanton a mile. I could not believe that running around the bases. I thought he was going to be a little bit better, but I think he's worse this year.
Yeah, I felt like I was watching the Yes Super Shot, where it's a really slow-mo camera. Giancarlo Stanton definitely lost some weight this winter. He's definitely been hitting better, seeing him turn on more pitches, hit more hard fastballs that are in the upper 90s and do some damage with them. But, yeah, he still runs like shit.
Right now, what I can see is the Yankees are going to have trouble with anyone in their division. Because I know we don't like to talk about spring training. They had a hard time then as well. And the big three, they're going to be fine. I still think Judge is having trouble with the toe thing. That's why he can't just go boom, boom. But who knows? We're just on the other side of the screen watching a great game until it's over, and then we're not part of the
the winning parade.
I don't know if it's so much the toe, although playing center field, doesn't seem to be helping. He did have a couple of 3 home run games last year. I know at least one of them was after the toe injury. Look, you're not going to age gracefully necessarily when you're almost 300 pounds and you've got a foot injury and you're putting all that weight and you're playing center field. I think it's a combination of center field. I think it's a combination of not having a great spring training, not having a lot of spring training at bats, and then just, coming in cold and trying to get your timing right. So we just got to be patient with Judge. He's our captain. He's our best player. We just got to give him some time to get adjusted. Sometimes guys have bad Aprils. It happens. But we got to be patient.
Hey, Derek. This is Joe. Love the show. I think my biggest concern right now with the Yankees is the length that our starters are giving us. Right, when it comes to Nestor, Heel, Rodon, and Schmidt, I think if the betting line was 6 innings pitched, I'd take the under every single time for every single one of those 4 starters. And at the end of the month, I'd probably be coming out ahead.
I mean, you nailed it. We can't have guys throwing 100 pitches in 4 innings and just totally not be able to put guys away. Rotation needs to pitch deeper into games. They need to be more efficient. Either stop going for the strikeout and pitch to contact, or get better at striking guys out. It's getting frustrating to watch, but I 100% agree with your take. Got to get more innings out of the starting rotation. All right, guys, I'll be back after today's game. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.